The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and you can find me on socials at Relendare. And I am playing Jacqueline Duron of Clan Ventrue.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I play Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening. I am Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
I'm Irian, and I'm playing Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gray, and today I will be playing Antoine de la Cour, Nosferatu.
Hi, I am Unconscious Celestial, and I will be playing Helena Taylor tonight.
And when we were last with this coterie, well, there was a bunch of them in small groups handling business. Roscoe had an important meeting. Jackie and the other ladies all went out to see Harry North's club. Nicholas went and saw Sylvester. But they never did get back to each other to talk about the various events that had gone on. So as we open this episode tonight, the coterie has gathered in the club to have a bit of a discussion about what's been going on with each of them. And I'm turning it over to the four members of the coterie who are present here.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, Jackie.
So, was your meeting with Carl? Yes?
Yes, it was. Yep. It went about as well as could be expected. He was a congenial conversationalist, but there was the Iron Fist was always there inside the Velvet Glove.
Mm-hmm. Let me guess, toe the line or else?
Yeah, it's succinctly that's exactly how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could change my mind about how I feel, or it could be changed for me.
Oh,
But I
really? Did he
chose-
threaten you with that?
More or less, yeah. I chose neither option, though.
Mm-hmm.
Was there at least anything beneficial that came from it, other than
I'm s-
mild threats?
I'm still well, not quite dead.
That is beneficial, Roscoe.
Yeah, to me anyway, for a while. But it does seem that a lot of heavy hitters in town right now. Well, Carl, obviously. Ian Carpax is here somewhere close by. He wasn't at our meeting, but he is here in town. As is Strauss.
Maximilian Strauss.
Yes, he was apparently outside the building where Carl and I were meeting. I saw him as I was leaving. He kind of nodded and went his way, but I mean, I didn't know who it was by sight at first, but Tracy filled me in.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, I remember him before he ever became Pontifex. I'm sure that old dog hasn't changed. Well, goodness. That might explain why Nero's behaving like he was. If Ian is around.
What's the relationship there?
Oh, Nero is an agent of his.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know why I even act surprised anymore.
Yes, that is why he is untouchable. I kind of presume Kevin probably has the same opinion of me since he thinks I work for Lucinda. Yes.
Even without Lucinda, Kevin wouldn't dare. You have too many connections.
I do. But I'm also not giving him reason to. Unlike Nero. Well, yes, we ladies went out to a strip club run by my associate, Harry North. He's a brewha. It's called the Gazelle. It's an exclusive, very expensive strip club.
Not exclusive enough.
Yes, yes.
Accosted by a gentleman named Genghis.
Oh, him.
He's back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Really?
Yes.
With Destiny?
No.
Oh, he's back on his own.
Yes.
He got kicked out, I guess.
Yeah, I think she
see
basically got
why.
tired of him.
That took less than a minute, I'm sure.
I'm sure. He did say that Nines Rodriguez gave him a lesson in manners. At
How many
her
bruises did he have?
request.
Okay.
Yes, he basically admitted to getting his ass kicked by, Baron Nines out in LA.
Well, now that he's back in town, did he give away what his plans are going to be since he's back?
Well, he had just gotten back the night before, and he was already revealing to me that he did not like how Anita was directing things now, trying to gear up for war. Because he understands it's a war they cannot win. So he is he is upset about that.
Also planning on continuing to be a thorn in Annabelle's side.
Oh, of course.
Oh, there is something good that came out of him coming back.
And he seems to have an obsession with Toreador, because he was all over Isabella.
Don't remind me.
I'm so sorry.
Yes. So.
The night wasn't an entire bust for me, though.
Oh, how so?
I did have a chance to meet with Sovereign and work out a deal for the club that Brayden was going to start.
Congratulations. Let me guess, he way overpriced it from the start.
Yes, entirely so.
Yes, well, he is a crook.
Was the deal equitable between the two of you? I'm going to guess not.
Initially, no. It was 80-20.
Ew.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Thank goodness he
Did not
can't do
end on
business with
80-20.
Ventru. I would have laughed him right out of my office.
There's a knock on the door to the conference room.
Yes.
Etienne pokes his head in. Ma'am, Antoine's here to see you.
Jackie, can he wait a minute, please?
Tell him I will be with him very shortly.
I will put him in the other conference room.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And he steps away and escorts Antoine up to the other conference room while the coterie continues the discussion.
Sorry.
That's
I
no
know
problem.
it's,
No worries.
all that.
Our business
no-
takes priority.
Well, this is actually an ask for Roscoe, because I'm hoping he has the ability to ward against our ghostly friends or not friends.
That's something I don't have it at the moment, but I can certainly learn some.
You need to find a book, a person, whatever it takes, because the stuff that I guess you and Nicholas and I guess Jackie and Nicholas saw, Evan gave me the download on it.
Oh.
And
Okay.
they are people on a drug called Pigment. Basically, they act as spies. Apparently, Pentex was doing the same thing in Mexico, and Fiorenza caught on to it because she kept losing all of her business deals. So,
That
yeah.
would be
Yes.
kind
The
of hard to.
Please learn that as soon as possible, Roscoe. Jesus Christ.
Yes, I will.
Yeah,
Seems
I mean,
kind.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it seems like kind of hard to fight against if you don't even know they're there.
Yeah. I will say, if you need somebody to go with you to back you up, I will punch somebody in the face to get them to talk. So,
Okay.
no, it's yeah, I guess it's he was telling me it's a drug. Basically, they just drug a whole bunch of people and they figure out which ones the drug reacts to the way they want it to react to.
Okay.
And then they take those people and they pull them up and they use them as spies. So apparently the spirit warding, he said that's what Fiorenza did, works against them. But
Okay.
yeah.
I think I can
Oh.
come up with something on that.
What do they do with the rest?
I have no idea.
They just
But-
become a pigment of your imagination.
Well, basically, he was saying it's gives people hallucinations, so they probably just trip and then they go on. But some of them, it apparently causes them to access some sort of thing that some of people have access to, of being able to like astral project. So
A pigment of your imagination, Roscoe. Really?
look,
Um,
sometimes you
that
just have to
wasn't-
let people say those things and just keep on going.
I understand. I understand. But, Jesus,
Yeah.
where are they getting those people? That's what I
think
want to
they're
know.
just- They're probably just random people. I don't
They
know.
call us the monsters, and look at what they're doing.
Like I said, Evan didn't know where they get the people, or he didn't specify. He was just letting me know that they are replaceable as long as they can find more people to drug that the drug works on. So, but it does seem spirit warding works, which is great, because there's going to be a whole lot of those going up across the city, because I know I'm going to be buying your services, Roscoe, because yeah.
Absolutely. I
Hey,
have
do you
3
have-
businesses I would like to get warded if that's the case.
Okay. Looks like I'm going to be busy for a while.
Yes, you will.
Do we know anything more about how this pigment works on the test victims? I mean, are they tethered to like a certain distance they can go, or are they free to roam about the city? Or anything?
Don't know. I think it's basically as far as they're willing to go, possibly. Because I don't know. I just know that what he told me was Fiorenza was dealing with this in Mexico City. I don't know if that means there was a group of them in Mexico City doing this, or if they have a central location and they are just able to go out from there.
Did she deal with it by investing in wards, or did she have other
Yes.
means? Okay.
Yes. She said apparently she paid the price. She found somebody who's willing to do the wards for her. And so all of a sudden, all of her business deals stopped getting shot to shit. So the last minute.
Well, if this is something I can't come up to speed up quickly enough. I mean, we do know someone who can do it, who actually does work on commission. Arden. But I think I can come up with something that'll help.
Well, I was gonna say we'll shop it out, outsource it is like plan B in my opinion. I know
Okay.
that puts a lot of pressure on you, but
No, it's
this way
fine.
we
It's-
aren't tipping our hand to anybody else.
Exactly.
Right. Understood. Okay. I'll make that a priority.
Appreciate it, Roscoe. Well, let me go see what Mr. Delacour wants. And I exit the room and head to the...
You head down 2 conference rooms.
Mhm.
And when you open the door, of course, Etienne opens the door for you. And inside is Antoine, who's just been waiting in the room for you to come in there.
Mr. Delacour, what can I do for you this evening?
Good evening. Sorry to disturb. Actually, my sire is here, waiting for an invitation.
Here.
Here.
I advised your broodmate Francois that your sire was to schedule an appointment. It seems
I
he does
don't.
not even respect common courtesy.
I'm sorry about that. I'm only the messenger.
I understand. Where is he here? Outside, inside, where?
Out front.
Very well, you can tell him to come in. I will advise Etienne where he can go.
I'll do so.
Thank you. And she turns and leaves.
And as you step out, Antoine, to go get Andre, Etienne looks over at Jackie. Ma'am?
Andre is here for an appointment. Take him to one of the secure rooms. My associates and I will be with him as soon as we can.
Yes, ma'am. And as he's walking away, you hear him calling Peter on the headset.
Mm-hmm.
As he goes down. And I'm going to turn it back over to Jackie as she heads back in the conference room with the rest of her coterie, as Etienne is bringing Andre in.
Okay, I am sorry to do this, but I need all hands on deck.
What's up?
The Nosferatu that embraced my son is here.
Unexpectedly. How rude.
Exactly.
No. He did. So, but he sent Antoine in.
Yes. As the messenger, to show that he's nominally requesting an appointment by being here.
Are you
Asshole.
expecting any kind of trouble?
Yes, of course. He broke a deal with my sire, embraced my son against the regulations of the deal that was made, and then, years later, after not telling my son who he embraced that I was also embraced, decides to position him in a city where I am. He is a petty little shit.
Are you sure he's not a Toreador?
No. Just an obsessed Nosferatu who wanted to own me.
Well, is it? Would you like me to be unseen or seen? I can't. If
No. You know what? I will show him my strength.
Okay. So what?
Be
I'm sorry.
seen, darling. You are glorious.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because I was gonna say if he's gonna be an asshole and I need to just like from behind, Oh, that'd probably be a diplomatic
Considering he
problem.
is the child of an Archon, and he is a delegate to this city from Europe, he will know better than to truly push it too far.
One would hope, but Chicago brings out the worst in all of us.
We shall see. We shall see.
Will he? Would that really make him on his best behavior, or just make him think that he can act without?
Oh, no, he's not an Archon himself. He can't get away with everything his sire can. And, well, I have more connections in favor in this city than he does. So, I appreciate your support in this. I'm probably going to face off with an enemy tonight.
I mean, as they leave, whenever they do leave, I was gonna say Ginny's gonna rouse. She's gonna blood surge to increase her dex just in case.
Okay. We can head down.
Ginny got hungrier. Your beast actually speaks tonight. It's prey. Strike first. Don't wait for him to strike. Never surrender the advantage.
I am going to rouse to increase my resolve. And I got hungrier?
Jackie gets hungrier as well. And Jackie, I'm going to have your beast speak as well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take shit from a low clan. They must respect their place in society. They must understand that they are ruled and to be ruled. And you actually, the voice that's speaking shifts a bit, and you hear some of Capone's voice leaking in as well. You're the mob boss. Boss don't take shit from the underlings.
Jackie doesn't even react to it.
And you're led to the other conference room, one of the isolated rooms. When you come in the room, of course, you recognize Antoine. Everyone does because you've seen him here at the club before. But you don't recognize immediately the other man in the room, other than Jackie, who recognizes him. He is more rat-like than bat-like in some ways. Sloped back head, his nose is a little more muzzle-like than a nose. He's actually wearing a double-breasted suit with an opera cape slung to his back. And he's holding a top hat in one hand because he has removed his hat when he's indoors. And in the other, he's got a silver-headed cane that you could tell is not used because he needs it, but as a sign of being a gentleman. Good evening, Colette.
Good evening, Andre.
You bringing your friends? You need moral support?
No.
I warned you, Antoine, she would do this. I told you. Can't even have polite conversation.
Well, considering it's been over a century of lies and deceit, no, we cannot.
I have never lied to you.
No?
No.
No. You are so full of shit, Andre.
I may keep things. I may not reveal all. That is not the same as lying. I'm sure you understand.
There are such things as lies by omission, Andre.
Well, there is, but that is not considered a lie in our society now, is it? You called me out to this city.
No, I just made a request. You didn't have to come to answer it.
No, you called me to this city.
Oh, I did.
Oh, yes. That request was all the call I needed.
Of course it was.
My good child here has a job to do and a mission
Yes.
to attend. He does not need your interference.
No, he needs my assistance.
That is not the same. I chose for him to be here under Wineka. I chose for him to learn from a master.
Yes, and Waneka will let him fall and perish.
Wineka will make sure he can survive or not. He actually looks over at you, Antoine. He is a survivor. He'll do well. As in everything in our life, everything's a test.
Yes, indeed. However, I do know that Waneka is not the Waneka you used to know anymore. I've been here for longer than you have, darling. I've gotten to know the kindred.
There's enough left.
No,
For what
he's
he can
a
learn.
general now. He doesn't care about his fucking soldiers.
What general does. That's why there's soldiers. Soldiers die in a battle.
Indeed.
The ones who lead.
You want your favorite to die?
No. He is to be a leader. He is to be the one who marshals the forces.
Yes, and I will tell you, the better leader in this city is not Waneka, it is actually Cedric Calhoun. There is a difference between authoritarianism and leadership. They are not the same.
You sound like one of the kind. You've grown soft, Colette.
Oh, try me, Andre. You'll see how not soft I am.
This city has made you soft. These Americans have made you soft. You forget.
What, because I am not a megalomaniac?
No. Because you talk like them, you act like them. The kind are fodder, they have been. We are the marshals, we are the generals, we are the ones who guide them. We control them through history. We have, well, as long as they can remember.
I'm just waiting for you to be done touting your own praises.
But I am not a general. That's why I've sent him to learn from one.
Oh, so you fail at that?
No. My skills lie another way. I am the information broker. I am the spy.
And the ass kisser.
No. They come to me if they wish to know knowledge. And I give it to them for the price. It is the way. It is the way it's always been. You're so high and mighty.
Who are you talking about?
You.
Me?
Oh, yes. Shall we talk about what really should be discussed?
What is that?
You wished to deprive the world of Antoine's amazing mind, of his skills. You expected him to die like the rest of them, for it to be lost to time. He's worth more than that. He did not deserve to be lost to time. He deserved, the same as we all get, immortality.
He deserved to live out a fulfilling life without your influence, Andre.
No.
The terms of the agreement were such, and you violated it.
You abandoned him, let him think you were dead, left him to the dangers of war, and then expected him to die like the rest of them. I could not let that happen. He is worth more than that. He is better.
Oh, let's
than
be
them.
real, Andre. He's the piece of me that you could keep. Because you wanted me.
I do not hold him under bond. I have not held him under bond for...
No, you brainwashed him
while.
instead.
Brainwash is a odd term coming from a Ventru.
Fine, then you indoctrinated him. Is that better?
I showed him what he is and where his loyalties lie. I showed him who would care for him, who won't abandon him to the vagrancies of war, who won't lie to him and tell him that I'm in a grave when I'm not.
She looks at Antoine. Did I not ask you to come with me?
You did,
And you
But you
refused
couldn't.
because you wanted to fight.
indeed.
So see, There's the truth to your lie.
And when he fell, who was there?
Who orchestrated that? It's very particular that he was set up in a situation where he was being poisoned and needed to beg you for embrace.
I was not the one who poisoned him. I was not even there at first.
I want to incite him for lies.
Go ahead.
Not a lie, it's a half-truth.
Let's see if Fantasy Grounds does anything.
I see mine as
There it
lying
goes.
tonight.
Finally, it showed up.
Okay, hang on. Willpowering.
Okay. It's just laggy tonight, I see.
That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with a messy crit.
9 with a messy crit.
And I'm going to rouse for that surge.
Yep.
And I got hungrier. I'm really getting hangry now.
He's not lying to you.
Mm-hmm. But you know who did.
I made that my mission afterwards, now didn't I? Of course I would find out afterwards. As I said, the world should not have lost him. It was not fair that he was to be.
And you introduced yourself to him well before embrace.
Well, yes, to protect him.
Uh-huh.
Because obviously you did not desire to protect him. You let him face the perils by himself. I became his family. I was willing to risk my own self, my own destruction by revealing myself to him. Damn the courts. Damn the prohibitions. The rules were meant to be followed only as long as it benefits society as a whole.
I am sure your sire will be fascinated to hear that from your mouth.
He understands,
I'm sure he does.
as most of the Archons do.
I'm sure he does. But you are not an Archon.
No, I am not.
So guess what? The rules still apply to you, darling.
As you know, the rules only apply to those they enforce them on. I revealed myself to him, and in the end, I was not punished.
Yes, well, that is a failing.
In the end, his mind was not lost to time. It was not lost to age, to poisoning.
Yes, and did you tell him that his mother was embraced?
Of course not.
Mhm.
Because you had abandoned him.
Right,
You made your choice,
right.
and I kept it for you.
Even though I asked him to come with me.
You didn't have to leave. That was your choice. You could have
I
had...
was bound to my sire. I was newly embraced.
As if Nolan wouldn't have let you go. Come on now.
Do you even know him?
Oh,
I don't think you do.
I did know him.
I was his prize. He was not going to let me go 2 years in of being embraced.
And you see, Antoine, there's my point. She accuses me of brainwashing you, of indoctrinating you, and there she is talking about she was his prize.
I was.
I have never held a leash to you. I have
Oh, no, but you
always
wanted
allowed
to.
you to make your choices. Antoine has been free to go and
Really?
come as he pleases. I have not kept him bound.
Really?
Oh, no. I do not find the bond indices the right kind of loyalty.
Antoine, do you feel free to leave him any time you choose?
Clan before sect.
See? He is not free.
He is free. That
No,
is
he
his
isn't.
choice.
No.
I do not
That
use
is
the
what you
bond.
have indoctrinated him with.
He is Nosferatu.
Yes.
We protect our own.
By indoctrinating all of them.
No. By protecting them.
Mhm.
By being a family. Something you abandoned.
Oh, you so love that word where you abandoned your duty.
I would rather abandon duty than family. There is the difference between us. Family is what matters to a Nosferatu. Family is what we protect. I notice your friends are silent.
They are letting me have the conversation with you.
So they're here for silent threats.
What threat? You come into our establishment. It is appropriate to show a delegate from Europe proper respect.
No one offered me a drink.
Of
No
what?
one offered me hospitality. What is the American court fallen so far compared to, as you put it, the European court?
Yes, well, unfortunately, you came unannounced.
Hospitality is not what it was. You have become more like them than you realize.
Oh no, my hospitality is great for those who have common courtesy.
I am but a humble Nosferatu. You'll find we don't seem to get much courtesy.
I feel like I have granted you much, allowing you in here to have a conversation.
Are you requesting?
And yet you constantly decide to insult me.
Nothing says I can't insult you when insults are due.
Of course, you would think they were. Considering everything I've ever done in life and even on life up until the point I thought he was dead was for my son.
Yet you allowed him.
You've never had a child. You don't understand.
I've had many in my brood. Many.
Not the same as birthing one from your hips.
Well, unfortunately, I am unable to have done that.
Exactly.
But I find that I have a bigger sense of family than the Ventru.
You might be surprised.
I did not abandon him. I have not abandoned any of my children. Even the ones who disappointed me in the end were not abandoned.
No, they were just destroyed, yes?
No. Oh, no.
I mean, that is the European way.
That is not the Nosferatu way. They were given the chance to survive as much as any. To forge their own way. To find their own place. If it got
So
them
you
destroyed-
abandoned them.
Oh, no.
You set them free to find their own way, to find their own place. That's abandoning.
No. They made the choice
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
Yes, of course. It's choice when Nosferatu do it. When Ventru do it, it's not.
I did not choose for them to be abandoned. You chose to abandon your child.
No. I had to go. I asked him to come with me. He refused.
You see, Antoine?
I gave him choice.
As I've told you, Antoine, they will twist your words. They will try to turn you against yourself. They will try to turn you against your clan. That is the Ventru way. That is how they've ruled for so long. That is how they've kept us under their boot for so long.
If I may. There is one thing. I owe you a lot, but there was one thing I want to be clear. I was not aware what she was. I was not aware she was alive. But she didn't abandon me, like she said. It is the truth when she said I made my choice, like I made my choice with you. When you decided to sire me. And I'm really thankful for it. But she didn't abandon me. She didn't tell me what she was. But that's not the matter here.
It was no secret what you were. I didn't hide you from Kindred Society. She could have asked around and found out.
Oh, I did ask around.
It's not my doing that kept it from you then. Perhaps you should ask those you inquired from why they would keep that a secret.
Oh, I'm sure they owed you.
It's not at my request. And he gets a smirk as he says at his request.
Then perhaps I should have this conversation with Josiah.
Well, you could if you wish. If he came to the States.
Oh, I can make a trip.
Well, that is your decision. I hardly know where he is most of the time.
I can find him.
Well, very, very good. Perhaps you should speak with him.
Perhaps I should. Because obviously you don't wear the pants of your brood.
No. Clan before sect. We all know our place in our brood.
Mhm.
We all know our place in Clan Nosferatu.
Yes,
The strongest rule us
of
to
course.
keep us safe.
Of course. As I said, the request was to ensure the safety of your child that you sent here on an important mission for Clan Nosferatu, which I have been tasked by the primogen of Clan Nosferatu in this city to assist with. Because the primogen of this city understands my connections and influence.
Then I am sure you will do your best to assist him.
However, Waneka will let him fall and not care one fucking bit.
Waneka will teach him to be a general.
Is that what you wish, Antoine, to be a general?
It is what I meant to be.
Are you sure about that, or is that what you've been told?
It's like this I've been raised.
Mm-hmm.
It is his place. Some are spy masters. Some are generals. We all have a position in Clan Nosferatu. He will eclipse me one day. He will be greater than I ever could be.
It wasn't some ploy to steal him away from you, Andre. You have done what you've done. I was just looking out. I didn't even know that Francois was here. I only knew of Antoine. I was looking out for a European delegate on an important mission.
No.
I didn't even know he was my son at first, when I requested it.
And I go through all the trouble of arranging a family reunion. And this
I
is
know.
the thanks I get.
I know you did. What did you expect? For me to fall apart?
No. I expected you to show exactly what you are.
Antoine, have I shown exactly what I am?
I think so, yes.
Indeed.
See? Then I guess my mission was a success now, wasn't it?
Of course. If you actually care about your child and his success, you will do as I request.
I
And
will
with
give
that,
it
she leaves.
consideration. And you see, as I said, Ventru don't even want to allow you to respond. They will leave. Because we are but Nosferatu. And they are the rulers. Remember this, Antoine. Remember what I've said. We saw it in Europe. We've seen it in all the courts. It's no different here. I do find it a pleasure to have met the rest of you. I wish it could have been under more pleasant circumstances. And he actually puts his top hat on his head just so he can tip it towards you. I am departing for the night, Antoine. You may stay or go as you wish. We have a meeting tomorrow with Cedric. Do not be late. And he once again looks over the rest of the coterie and taps his cane on the floor once. and then gracefully walks from the room. What is Antoine doing now? You're still standing. The rest of the coterie didn't say they're leaving, so you're standing there with Isabella, Jenny, and Roscoe.
You poor bastard. No offense, but yeah, you poor bastard.
Is it me or is there fire around the room?
It's you.
I'm sure you've been around long enough to know this. Be very particular with phrasing and listen for what people are actually saying as opposed to what you hope they're saying. I don't have a ball in either. I don't have a say in this fight at all. I don't care. But just be mindful of what people are actually saying. And Isabella will leave. Oh, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Where did Jackie go?
She went to her office.
Okay. So, what is Antoine doing now?
I'm going to ask Etienne if I could have a little chat with Miss Durant. I'm sorry to...
Are you frozen, honey? Oh, no. Okay.
No? I'm waiting for the response.
He was going to ask Etienne if he can have it.
Oh, I thought he said Jenny. Etienne? I will.
Sorry, I didn't catch.
I will go see if she's okay and let you know. And Etienne comes down the hallway and he pokes his head in your office. Ma'am, Antoine would like to speak with you.
Certainly.
Yes, ma'am. And when Etienne returns, she's down in her office. If you'll follow me, sir. And as the two of you are heading, Isabella, you left the room. Jenny and Roscoe, do you have anything to say about what just happened as they're leaving?
Seems like everyone's got family issues in this city.
It does.
It's like a, what is it, like Disney movie, I think? Something? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Bastard.
I'm sorry for the trouble. And I wish you a good evening.
Also,
good evening.
Just so you know, Antoine, you are not a clone of your sire, and you are also not your sire's wishes. We're all it's like regular, it's like human children. Their parents want them to be certain things, and sometimes they don't grow up to be those things. Just like when we get embraced, our sires typically want us to be something, but sometimes we don't grow up to be those things.
That's true. Yeah.
Just think about that, because if you've been told you have to be something your entire unlife, that's somebody else telling you who to be instead of you being yourself. Well, yes, I understand the beast is its own thing, and we all listen to it sometimes, and but that's part of the trade, as it were. But we still get to be our own selves.
And it's really important that you are yourself and stand up for the choices you make for yourself. I'm going to be having the same kind of conversation coming up sometime soon. So believe me, you're doing the right thing. Just stand up for yourself.
If you truly want to do something, do it. But if someone else is telling you you must do it, why? Just a food for thought.
And Etienne, follow me, sir. And he takes you down to another office and knocks on the door. Ma'am?
Yes,
Antoine.
Please, have a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. I would like actually apologize for the unannounced presence of my sire.
Thank you.
I think he sometimes forget himself.
It does not excuse rudeness.
Indeed. That's why I apologize. I follow orders, but it's not because I follow orders I'm agreeing with them all. I wanted you to know this.
I appreciate it, however. It matters not to me. You will do what you do. When you were little, all I ever wanted was for you to be happy. And I did everything I could to make sure that that was the case.
I know that. And if you want the truth, I know that if you could have made different choices about me, about us, you would have. But to do so, you had to have all the information. This I know. I know you didn't abandon me, like he said. And I know that some information has been kept from you for me. But he still is my sire.
I understand. You are always incredibly intelligent. Don't forget that. Let that guide you. You were always good at finding the truth.
I will not bother you further, but I wanted you to know that I know you didn't abandon me.
Thank you, Antoine.
Like
I am sorry that you had to witness your sire and your mother arguing.
it happens. Are you all right?
I know I will be, but right now, I am still reeling from the fact that everything Andre showed me prior to my leaving Paris was a lie.
You know what? What I want to discover now is exactly why
Why what?
he changed so much. Because what I discover now is that Andre you met and Andre who is now are two different persons.
Indeed.
Why?
He wanted me to stay. He wanted me for himself.
This is a reason why he chose me. This could be a reason why he chose me.
Exactly. Do not think it was just to ensure that your mind was preserved, that your talents were preserved.
I hope there is a part of that as well.
Oh, I'm sure there was. If you had been useless, he probably wouldn't become as enamored with the idea of embracing you. But the fact that you were both useful and my son, well, that just made the honeypot too tempting. What better way to get back at me than to take all that was ever important to me?
Like you said, I'm good at discovering things, and I want to discover why. Because there is something missing.
Well, good luck. He'll probably never tell you.
I have my
Because
own ways to find.
I am the great enemy in his eyes.
It seems so. But I have eyes of my own. And what I see is that you don't have much enemies in the Clanosphera to here in Chicago.
No, I do not. Because I am honest, fair, and I respect them.
Like I said, I won't bother you longer. But I wanted to have this little chat with you before I'm leaving.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking a moment to express yourself and get my input.
It's normal. And could you do something for me?
Perhaps.
Actually thank your coterie members for the advice.
Oh.
I didn't have the chance to really thank them.
I will do so. Thank you.
Evening.
Be well and be safe.
And as Etienne is going to escort you out, he actually stops by Roscoe. Mr. Akers? There's a Miss Taylor and Associates asking for you.
Yes, right away. Where is she?
I'll bring her in as I escort Mr. Delacruz out.
Awesome. Thank you, Etienne.
Yes, sir. And as you're taking out, Antoine, as you're leaving, you notice waiting at the door is a very pale but beautiful woman with long black hair. And it's odd because beside her is a man just over 6 feet tall, also with long black hair. His falls to his shoulders. His eyes are nearly black. And to the other side of her is a woman with jet black hair, with an olive-toned skin and almost cat-like eyes. And Etienne, as he walks by, he nods. Miss Taylor, it's been a while since I've seen you. DC, perhaps?
Yes, quite. How are you?
I am, as always, happy in Mr. Ron's service. I've been instructed to bring you upstairs to their meeting area. You and your guests. And as he leads the way, I'm flashing back to Roscoe. Roscoe, what are you doing after being told that by Etienne?
Well, this is a surprise. I mean, I knew she was coming, but not right away. just out of not knowing what else to do, I just check what I'm wearing just to make sure there's, don't have any dirt on me or anything that's going to be, and I try to steel myself a little bit because it's a tremendous mixed emotion for knowing that she's finally here. It's both incredible joy that I'm going to see my sire again, but a lot of hesitation, like, okay, this is likely going to be a real confrontation.
Ginny and Isabella, you both heard Etienne stop to talk to Roscoe. Feel free to comment to him on this one. Jackie, you're still in your office, though I suspect you'll be coming out about the time you see her coming down the hallway.
Pontifex Taylor.
Jacqueline, is that you?
Yes. Oh my goodness. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Still surviving.
Wayland actually steps forward. Jacqueline.
Oh my goodness.
Hang on. I have somewhere. Wait, no, you have it. And he reaches forward, and from behind your ear, he pulls out a black rose. You always seem to hide these behind there. For you.
Still the charmer, I see.
And the other woman that's with him, she gets it's a smirk, but it's more of a condescending smirk on her face as he does it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't worry. I know he does this for all the pretty ladies.
Yeah, halfway across the country, he's been doing it.
Of course.
Now,
It's part of why it took us so long.
Isabella and Jenny, you heard Miss Taylor was coming up. I assume you two poke your head out of the conference room to see the speaking in the hallway.
And please introduce me to your other companion here. I'm familiar with Wayland, of course.
And she actually steps forward before Helena can speak. You call me Misery.
Oh, well, Misery. It's a pleasure. I'm Jacqueline de Ron.
Pleasure, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline Durand. I know that name. You are child of Nolan Wilhelm.
Yes.
We must speak.
Certainly.
Sometime soon.
Certainly.
I hear you may have some information on individuals I have concerns with.
Oh. Well, I'm sure I'll be happy to be of service.
And Wayland notices Jenny and Isabella coming out the conference room. Lovely ladies. I did not forget you. Don't worry. And he walks over. And he does a hand flourish and a black rose appears in his hand. This is for you. And he offers it to Isabella.
A rose for a rose, how kind.
Of course. Mind the thorns. They always seem to be prickly. And you, I do not know your name, but, wait a minute. And he reaches inside of his suit top and he pulls out another black rose that is not pressed or damaged in any way from inside his suit. And for this lovely lady as well. I am
Thanks.
Wayland. You can call me that. Purveyor of roses to beautiful ladies. And I dabble a bit in magic. And by magic, I mean beautiful stage performances.
I see. I'm Genevieve Schutz. You can call me Genevieve.
And he actually takes your hand and kisses the back of it. Enchanted, milady.
Yeah, that's a little too much, Wayland. Sorry.
I cannot be anyone other than I am. A
Fair
gentleman
enough.
in all forms.
Thank you, Wayland. I'm Isabella.
Isabella, a beautiful name for a beautiful woman. I am nice to meet you. I am pleased. I
Now,
always love
Wayland.
meeting.
This is important meeting for the Pontifex.
Well, she is free.
I understand, but you are taking up all the time flirting.
Well, there's nothing wrong with flirting. How about this?
Of course
How about,
there isn't. I enjoy it as much as anyone, but this is not the time.
How about we allow the Pontifex to meet with her child as, well, we get to know each other in another room.
Etienne, please, show them to one of our suites.
Yes, ma'am. And Etienne and Roscoe and Helena get taken to one of the other rooms as Wayland and Misery still has this exasperated smirk on her face at watching Wayland's activities. And as you're taken into the room, Wayland leans over and with a stage whisper that everyone can hear, Misery is so tired of my attentions during this whole trip. I'm sure she's glad that anyone else is here to be the objects of my devotion.
Misery, would you care to speak now since you have time?
No,
All right.
I have to meet with a friend of mine. Told Father Arden is somewhere around the city, and I plan to meet with him.
Ah.
But I will arrange something afterwards.
Excellent. Excellent.
Business before pleasure, of course.
Of course. But it's always wonderful when you can combine the two.
So rare, isn't it?
It is incredibly rare, but I cherish it when I can.
And as Roscoe and Pontifex Helena Taylor are taken to another room and the rest of the coterie is getting to know Wayland and Misery, I actually think we're going to go to break right here because it's a great point to go to break. Be ready for the second half for this. Well, sire and child have finally met again. It's been a few years. And of course, we also had sire and child meeting with the mother, which was hopefully a little more tense than what Roscoe's about to go through. We shall see in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break, everyone.
Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me King Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins. The blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Isabella Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me. For my property, they put me shut me up and told a story of a bitch called Authority. Let's sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Isabella Authority. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you, or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you, or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lion to hide? Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. Before the break, we had tense scene between Andre and Jacqueline, with poor Antoine stuck between mommy and daddy fighting. But we ended on a visitor has come to see Roscoe along with her entourage tonight. As we're opening up on Roscoe and Pontifex Taylor in one of the conference rooms. Their first meeting since he left DC many years ago. And I'm turning it over to Roscoe and the Pontifex.
Helena. Pontifex. It is so wonderful to see you again. And it's the
You
joy
as
of
well.
the joy of our condition is that unbelievable beauty never fades. How are you? I knew you were coming. I didn't know when to expect you though.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you saw, Wayland. How are you?
Well, I think I'm kind of in a situation right now, and the fact that you're here means that it's just about to get more tense. You're here for the trial of Sun Chi.
Yes. Well, yes.
Well, and also hopefully to look into the business going on at the Chantry. There's another one of us who's also interested in the way things are not being run well at the Chantry. Carl Strecht is here. Who's taken? Yeah.
Would I have known that, storyteller?
You would know Carl is here, but Carl runs the Presidium, so what he's doing is his own motivations.
Right.
And I've been asked in no uncertain terms to reconsider my position on Sun Chi, to step in line with the rest of the Presidium, which I'm actually not inclined to do.
Why not?
Sun Chi is not guilty of what they're charging her with. This is simply a show trial, and an execution. And I cannot agree with it. I mean, I understand that the Presidium wants things to work out a certain way, to present a certain show of force to the world, but I can't agree with it.
I wish you would reconsider.
I've thought about it because I understand the weight of what this decision and my position on it means, but I just can't. I'm told on one hand, obedience to the Presidium, and then all out of Karl Schreck's mouth himself, how valuable each one of our members are. And I feel they're throwing away Sun Chi, who's a valuable member of the clan, for no reason. Well, they have a reason, but it's not a good one. Simply erasing the line that caused our fall at Vienna.
Regardless of how I feel, I do believe that we need to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not band together, but I'm sure you are aware that the Tremere are struggling, my dear.
Well, I'm quite aware of that, yes.
And regardless of any particular reason for giving what they have given for eliminating Sun Chi, if the Presidium do believe that it is the best course, then I will stick with that.
That bothers me tremendously, because I don't wish there to be disagreement between us, but I will not change my mind. This is a waste of a Tremere. She is not guilty of what they're charging her for. And her death, or ending her, serves no purpose.
That is your belief.
Yes, that is my belief. But have you been given any background on why it is they feel is so important?
Other than what you have surmised, that she is the direct line of the one who caused the fall, I am not at liberty. I will say that if you continue down this way, it won't bode well.
I was promised the cell next to Sun Chi by Carl if I did not change my mind.
I really don't wish it to come to that.
Neither do I. But again, there are certain things worth um, standing up for, and I believe this is one of them. We are not maintaining a strong united front in this action. If there had been some real reason why, if Sun Chi herself had been involved in it, then, possibly I might feel differently. But she is totally innocent in this regard.
That you are aware of.
Again, true.
We don't know anything that he may have told her or planned with her, or I understand that you may be attached in one way or the other to Sun Chi. However, when most of the Pontifex will be voting for the destruction, most likely. Probability is 85%.
Of course.
I believe that they feel it is the safest route for the Tremere. Because they don't know.
Yeah, shouldn't they make more of an effort to find out for certain? Certainly it's within our power to find out.
Maybe that is a route that if you feel so strongly,
I do.
maybe you should profess that. Profess an alternative before it comes to that.
I plan to.
Now, of course, you didn't hear that from me.
Hear what?
What you should do, or what I think you should do.
No, you know what I meant when I said hear what. I didn't hear anything from you.
Oh, yes.
But this is apparently a very large, everyone's here for it.
Well, it's a big deal. At least to the Tremere.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you know when they plan to actually have this take place?
No, I do not. I don't believe so. Storyteller.
No, Carl is not revealed because security is way too tight due to the amount of power that you have in the city in fear of retribution or destruction of the head of the Tremere as it exists currently.
Well, while on the subject of Carl, I did have a meeting with him just recently. That's where I found out that I would be getting to sit next to Sun Chi for however long that lasts.
I do not know if that is an empty threat but I would hold him to that.
Well, he's a very good conversationalist, unlike some of the other ones that are here. Carfax is in the area somewhere. And Strauss as well is here. He at least made his presence known.
I see. Did he reach out to you at all, or?
Who, Strauss? No,
Yes.
he simply nodded, knowing that making his presence known, but then he left.
Mm.
Yeah. One of the things that came up in the conversation with Carl, though, was that may distract him somewhat for at least a short while, is some of the business, what's going on in the chantry itself.
Okay.
Um, I let him know. He seemed not to know, or at least wasn't letting on that he knew that there was another Helena who was a tenant in one wing of the chantry who doesn't belong there.
No, definitely not.
Do you know who I mean?
Well, the way that you're on about, if she's not Tremere, then most likely.
She, he even said that the neonate Portia, when she is nothing of the sort. She's
Hmm.
actually very old. And
Pray tell.
well, have you heard the name Helen of Troy before? That is her personified. And she does seem to be exerting a great deal of influence over Abraham.
That's not good.
I
That to
don't
me, I mean, to me, that is much more of a risk to Tremere than this nonsense with Sun Chi.
exactly. That, in my opinion, too, that should be what should be taking up the attention of the court.
Well, fear is a powerful thing.
But back to Sun Shi for a second, though. I will not be changing my mind. I am dead set, hopefully not literally so, on maintaining my position. This is wrong.
And there's nothing I can say.
I wish there was, but I have actually thought about this a tremendous amount. This is something worth um, paying a price for. Though would hope that I would not be called to account on that, but it may happen.
So you are aware, then, that would mean your death?
Yes.
Don't know what I would do, Roscoe. I lost Trevor. I will need to think about this.
We all have quite a bit to think about. There may be someone who can help us somewhat.
Who do you think?
Tracy?
Do I know Tracy, storyteller?
No. While Tracy knows you, you have never met her.
Who is Tracy?
Tracy Graves. Storyteller, you'll do a better job of explaining.
You decide how you wish to describe her. You know enough about her non-vampire interest as to whether you want to reveal her other connections.
I don't. Well, I mean, it is Helena, so I'm less guarded.
So you can share whatever you want to, because you know about her other connections that are not Tremere.
She is Tremere, but yet not entirely. She has the same background as I do, or did.
Oh, well then. What has she offered? Or what are
She-
you proposing?
Well, she may be able to give us some assistance. Um, and she is known to and very close to some of the more powerful mages in the city. She,
Hmm.
I'm not sure how exactly that will help us. Because while I'm dead set against the whole show trial, the Sun Chi, but I am still Tremere, and I need to look out for the best interests of the clan as a whole, which is a tremendous conflict at this moment.
Hmm. Well, let me know if there is something that she can do to help. In the meantime, let us hope that this Portia or other Helena will be more of a distraction. Give you some time. But given the
Oh.
fact that everybody is here or on their way here, you do not have much time.
That is true. I still don't know where they're keeping her. Not that there's much chance of springing her.
No, definitely not. I would not recommend it.
Well, the best outcome would be for them to decide it wasn't necessary to destroy her. But they are very set in their ways.
It will be, the one thing you can most likely count on is that it will be a public show.
Right, it would have to be.
If anyone were to do something to Sunchi in private, it would not be as much of a display of power, scapegoat, etc.
Exactly.
So I guess whatever you're going to do, Roscoe, do it and do it fast.
I'm still trying to work that out. You know, I know you were not at liberty to say much about the case, but if you did know something about her affliction, she's not a demon. She's not an infernalist. It's not a demon riding her.
Do you know what is?
I have a theory, but I'm not certain. I think it's another kindred. The manner of speech that it affects when it manifests in her makes me think it's a what they call a cultivar. It's a member of the Bahari.
Well, you've been doing your research. That's always good.
It's the only thing I'm good at.
Also, to be perfectly honest, I do not know anything about. I don't know any evidence of the trial or anything. I only know why I'm here.
So how do you feel about this? I'm not. I mean, you'll vote whichever way it is you feel is necessary. But I mean, how do you feel personally about this?
Regardless of how I feel, Roscoe, I will stand by the Tremere and by the Stadium.
That's not exactly what I hoped to hear, but it's what I expected. I understand.
Now, it will be different if it comes to you, but let us hope that it does not get to that.
Yes, let's both hope that is the case.
Is there anything else you would like to tell me or talk about?
Well, while you're here, do you have arrangements for lodging, staying?
I believe I do, storyteller.
Of course. You're staying at the Chantry.
Of course. The Chantry, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I won't be visiting you since I've been banned there. But um, while you're there, watch your back.
I shall.
And as Roscoe and Pontifex Taylor are finishing their conversation, we actually are flashing over to the other conference room as the rest of the coterie is there with Wayland and Misery. And Misery still hasn't gotten that, I'm not going to say it's bored, just exasperated look off her face. As Wayland immediately, so, haven't been to Chicago in a long time. You must tell me good places to go. Well, any shows I should be seeing, any particular clubs I should go to. Do any of you ladies, of course, have a business you would love for me to show up at? I would be honored to be a guest at any one of your establishments.
Jackie does a great show.
I do. She takes out a business card for her cabaret and passes it to him.
And he takes it, and he holds it in his hand, and then he just kind of moves his fingers, and it just disappears out of his hand. I'll hold that close.
You can come by. Yes. It is an interesting venue.
Well, I'm sure I've found that most lovely ladies have the most interesting of venues. And do either of you have anywhere you would suggest, recommend? I'm always looking for exciting things to do. And when he says that, Misery just kind of snorts.
What do you like to do for fun, Misery?
Misery looks over at you. I like to hurt people. I like to hurt people who hurt others.
I can respect that.
So do we.
We can give you some targets if you'd like some extra while you're here.
Oh, I have more than my fair share of targets.
I'm sure you do.
You know, what is it they say? Revenge is a dish best served cold. And we are the undead. We are nothing but cold.
And when they least expect it.
And Wayland actually rolls his eyes. And can you imagine? I've traveled halfway across this country listening to that.
Yes, well. Did you bring Raphael with you?
Unfortunately, no. Him and I have parted ways.
Oh.
Well, sometimes you have to let your child loose a bit.
Oh, you embraced him.
Well, yes.
Last I saw you, he was your ghoul.
Yes, there was an incident.
Oh.
And I embraced him, and I was punished for it, but thankfully, I managed to worm my way back into the good graces. Otherwise, I don't think I could be here. Is it pesky little exile? Nothing I couldn't work around.
Goodness, what is it about roses in D.C. getting exiled?
It seems to be a common theme. It definitely seems to be a common theme.
Yes, there was another one, Sanger.
Ah, yes, Lillian. Lily. She was a dear. It was a shame. I bought my way back into the good graces by spilling info. She made some choices I didn't agree with.
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah, she shacked up with Marcus Vitale. And when he says Marcus Vitale, you can all notice and feel the shadows darken around Misery.
Oh, seems we have a common distaste for that gentleman.
Dear, if you're going to do that every time I mention his name. And she actually goes, well, then stop mentioning his name.
Hmm.
We've been doing this cross country as well. She seems to have a hate boner for the man. Told her get in line.
It is a long line.
I feel
Long
like
and
you like
distinguished.
pushing that button,
Well,
Wayland.
I'm not meaning to push the button, but she asked, and since I am a guest in your establishment here, I am honor bound to answer the questions that I
I
am asked.
appreciate it, thank you, but... Well, it is good to see you again.
It is. It's...
Do you still perform?
Oh, of course. If any of you ladies know somewhere that could use a magic act while I'm staying in town, I would love to put on a performance.
Yeah, swing by my cabaret. We also have magicians perform.
Perfect. I can do that. I have not lost my touch.
Excellent.
I even have my Starry Night suit still. And he looks over at Isabella. You would love to see it. It is a suit that sparkles like the night sky, but only when the light's at certain angles. It really works well in a performance to give the appearance of me on the background of the night.
I hate to say it, but I'm sure it also distracts from any magic being performed too.
Well, that is half the performances, is you have to distract while you perform your trick.
Look this way, not that way.
That's right. Sometimes you use beautiful ladies to do it, like yourself. Sometimes you use music, comedy. I'm not big on the comedy side. I like to tell a story that makes sense as the magic goes on and unfurls through the night, so that the magic, instead of being the show, is the accompaniment to the story itself. It is difficult, but it is a unique experience. You almost might say it's a lost experience these days, with charlatans like that Chris Angel fellow claiming they do magic. It's not magic. It's garbage.
Sometimes garbage brings in the money, though. So
Yes, but while money is important and it is useful, it is a poor way for me to spend my eternity. You are free, of course, to spend your eternity the way that you get your fulfillment. My fulfillment comes from the story. Everything's a story.
What's your favorite kind of story to tell?
Of love lost, love found, love lost again. It is a common theme. It is a reoccurring tragedy of our kind. And it is one that even the kind can get behind. A repeating cycle.
Jenny laughs and she's just like, see, you want love. If you love money, though, money always stays the same to a degree. So you don't lose it. No loss, just gain.
Well, while that can be true, it doesn't bring the crowds in as much as my stories. It is a different focus.
You haven't seen the bill throwing gun I have. That brings the crowds in too. So
Oh, you must show it to me at some point. I would love to see it. I'm sure a lady as lovely as you has all kinds of lovely bill throwing, you say, devices.
yeah. Are you calling me a whore?
No, I am calling you a woman of refined taste, obviously
Oh.
of money, who believes in using her money to project money.
Project, stacks, whatever. I mean, look,
He really has you pinned down, Jenny.
I know it's look.
It's uncanny.
There's limited things in Chicago that are fun to do, and money is the only one that I can do in Chicago. So
Then we must go out one night. No strings attached, of course. You must show me the fun things you can do with money in the city. I would enjoy that.
I'm more meant like I'm just making money. Spending money in Chicago is not as much fun because like, what are you gonna do? You gonna take in a football game or
You're going to use your bill gun that you were just referencing.
true? That's
She
right.
understands.
You can always go. You always go to the. I can always go back to the strip club. That was kind of. No, that was a
Not that
middling
one.
experience. But
And Misery
There are other locations,
Misery snorts
I
from the
know.
back. She goes, "Dear God, what did I sign up for?"
oh, don't fret. Don't fret. This is just the show persona, as it were.
Don't worry,
He's
I
got
wasn't
his.
inviting her.
I've got mine. So
She is not very fun, unfortunately. She focuses so much on her revenge and her petty grievances and doesn't enjoy the night, the time, the chance of existence, the story of unlife.
I can appreciate a good revenge tale, though. It's fun in its own way.
It can be, but even I'm sure you understand it can't be the only thing. You have to, I believe the best phrase would be to mix it up once in a while.
I think that depends on how juicy the revenge you're chasing is.
Touche. Touche. So, you know the Pontifex, Jackie.
Oh, yes. She's lovely in Elysia.
I've known her for quite a while. First time I've seen her go on a trip like this.
Hmm.
That's why I had to come with her. I knew there had to be a story involved.
She wasn't Pontifex when I last knew her. You
Well.
know, it was around the time I saw you as well. So,
Well, she went from just another member of the circle to regent. And eventually Pontifex.
I am not surprised. She is an incredible woman.
She is, and I knew if she's coming out here, there's a story to be told.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but it is not my story to tell.
Well, sometimes the best stories are the ones that you are not directly involved in, but you were there when they happened.
Exactly.
And Misery actually speaks up and says, no, the best stories are where you're right in the middle of it and you caused them all to happen. See? No imagination. No imaginations.
Oh, Misery, I think you and I should share some stories sometime.
Misery just looks at you. Probably not. Do you enjoy stories of torture?
Not, well, depends if they really deserved it.
I'm not talking of others being tortured.
Oh. Oh, dear.
My hate runs deep.
I can understand.
And Waylon just grins, see doom gloom.
Oh, Wayland, hush now.
And he gets that look that you've seen before, Jackie. The street kid look peeks in his eyes a bit.
There he is. There he is.
Oh, him and I have long since reached an arrangement. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was looking for him.
Well, anyone know of any good places to go for a rumble then?
Yeah, there is a, well, let's see. There is a few places in, oh gosh. The fuck is it called, Storyteller? The Rack.
In the Rack?
In the Rack. It's literally 2 blocks east of here.
What's the name of that place Anita runs?
Oh, that's the Pit, but that's
There you go.
Anox. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, but
if you
that's-
want to go knock some skulls, yeah, but just know that we're on the verge of war with them right now, so it may not be good.
Sounds like a good story to me.
Well, it's on you, darling.
And as I've said, Renee and I long since reconciled our differences, and you'll find the two of us are the same person now.
Excellent.
And you actually see the switch in him. He's got a harder edge in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
misspent youth.
Haven't we all?
Well, we still misspend it. I'm still young. I'll be young forever. As will all of us in this room, I think. Perhaps. Maybe not her, and he points over at Misery. I don't think she's young or ever was young. And Misery just snorts again. You got that right. So, let's see. A night on a town. Strip clubs, I believe, with Genevieve here. Night at the cabaret with Jacqueline. And as for you, Isabella, come now. There must be something we can do. Something you can show me of your wonderful town.
I mean, I'm kind of into the revenge thing. This intrigues me.
As the one she seeks revenge on, I don't think you can do much against. And you actually hear Misery, Wayland. He goes, what, you make no secret of it? She wants a piece of the hound's ass.
Ooh.
Tally.
I just keep finding more and more we have in common.
And then the
Misery.
room darkens again. She's like, don't. He's like, I'll stop.
You're in good company.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure, Isabella, we can find something at some point. I already have, obviously, 2 lovely ladies to explore the city with. No strings attached. I am a proper gentleman. It's just that it's a new city, so it's always been found by me. When you go to a new city, speak with those who live there, and they will tell you the best places to go. Or was it where to go? It's hard to tell sometimes. It's at this point, Roscoe and Pontifex Taylor step into the room. Look, and he survived. She did not murder him.
Not yet.
Sorry, dear. I know you weren't planning to murder him.
Can we get you anything, Pontifex?
I'm okay currently, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've got myself a room. I don't get the luxury place to stay as, of course, are esteemed. How do I put this? I can't call her Pontifex in public.
Well, you are in a conference room now. It's
Yes,
private.
but our esteemed ambassador from DC. I like the sound of that. I'm staying at, forget the name of the place. It's some new hotel that opened up. Brand new place. Details.
Hopefully they treat you well.
Hopefully. We shall see. It was recommended.
Hmm.
I have friends told me to check it out.
Oh, well, you'll have to tell me how you feel about it, because I'm always looking to check out the competition.
Oh,
Your honest opinion only.
well, I give nothing but honest opinions. You see, people expect
Where's it located?
inside the loop.
Hmm.
I know people expect when you are a stage musician that you lie, but the lying is for the stage, not for off stage.
I wasn't meaning to imply that you always lie. Just some people don't like to speak ill of places that have been recommended to them.
Well, yes, but if you give false testimony about things, nobody will trust your opinion on other things when you do mean it. So it's gotten me in a bit of trouble here and there. Many a times, actually. Just 2 weeks ago, right before we left town, and Prince Dobson gave me a verbal lashing at my comments on what I felt of her last speech. I told her, dear, it could have been better.
Using those exact words, or were you a bit more harsh?
No, it was those exact words, of course.
Mm,
And she gave me a verbal lashing that I swear I still have marks. She does have a quick tongue.
She does indeed.
Well, are you done your business? We will take you to where you are staying tonight, and then we will go to our place.
for now, I think, yes.
Now, I know that your security is no longer in our hands once you arrive at the Chantry. As that is being taken over. But if any time you wish us to accompany you anywhere, you of course know how to reach us. Misery and I would be happy. And Misery, she starts to snort and then catches herself. I'd be happy as well.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure making your acquaintance, Misery.
Misery looks over. We will speak again, I'm sure.
I'm certain. And Wayland, it was good to see you again.
It was good to see you as well.
And you as well, Helena.
You as well. You look lovely, by the way.
Thank you. You do too.
And the three of them depart. And I turn it over to the coterie as the inane babble of Wayland has stopped, Misery scoffing at everything, and of course, Roscoe, you are back in the room with no sire this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was quite the experience. Haven't seen my sire forever.
It went well?
Yes, I think it did. I mean, we have some differences on this particular issue, but yeah, I think it went well.
That is good.
I did warn her to watch her back, though, when she's in the Chantry.
Antoine came to speak to me in my office after his sire departed. He wanted me to thank you all for the advice that you gave. He apologized for not thanking you himself.
Oh, it is all good. I was just something I was thinking about the whole time you and what's his face were sparring. So also just so you know, because what's his face decided to say it in front of us because he's trying to be all important. Apparently he has a meeting with Cedric tomorrow night, so I'm sure maybe you'll get what you were hoping for.
We shall see. We shall see. Honestly, I have to put my faith in Antoine to see things for himself. I did what I could in my life to raise him. He is his own man. He has to make his own decisions.
I mean, he's definitely something. He's more Nos sock puppet than his own man, but maybe he'll come around.
One thing about him is he is wickedly intelligent. He will, I really do believe he will one day see through the smokescreen. But all I can do is offer him my truth when he asks for it. He can determine what his sire is omitting himself. I'm glad your meeting with Josiah went well, Roscoe. It's glad to know
Good.
that Helena is still as lovely as ever.
Yes, she is.
So are you gonna rejoin the whatever?
The whatever. The Presidium? No.
Yeah. What the pretentious named organization formerly called the Tremere?
Oh, I think you call it the Perineum.
I mean, it's an entry point for sure.
So to speak. But no, we don't see eye to eye on that. But it's not a personal hardship between us.
Is there anything else that y'all need from me?
Not tonight, Jackie.
I thank you all again for being in the room with me.
Of course.
Have a good evening. Then she exits.
And Jackie exits. And as the coterie goes their separate ways, we're actually flashing over the next night to Isabella. Isabella, Honor and you have a night that you're going for a girls' night out clubbing. And she actually shows up at your bar, immediately comes in tonight. She's obviously in club attire. Short mini skirt, tight shirt, thigh-high boots. Isabella, you ready to go?
Of course, darling. You look amazing.
Well, thank
as
you.
always.
Thank you. I've just something I threw together out of the closet.
You're such a man-eater now.
Well, I actually, men, women, eat whatever
No way.
catches my fancy, I think, some nights. And Honor goes, well, come on, let's go. I got somewhere they got to take you tonight.
Looking forward to it.
And so the two of you, who is driving tonight?
I feel like she's probably actually having Etienne drive.
Or not Etienne, Emilio, you mean?
Emilio. Oh my gosh,
Etienne
that's
would
the
be
first time I've
interesting.
ever done that. They both start with E's.
You have just pulled a shanky. You have pulled a shanky. So Emilio is driving. And Emilio is not Evan. He can actually keep his eyes in his head when beautiful women are in the car with him as he drives you out. And Honor's in the backseat. Got the perfect place. It's in Indianapolis. Hope you don't mind. But trust me, you'll love it.
Bit of a drive, but okay.
It's a bit of a drive, but it's okay. Trust me, the place is hopping, and I've got a few stash holes nearby that we can use before dawn, all that good stuff.
Isabella is gonna try and discreetly send off a text to Jackie.
Okay.
That she's going clubbing with Honor and that it's in Indianapolis ?
Literally, Jackie texts back, what the fuck?
Isabel doesn't reply. She's like, conversation now. She just did the quick one off to let them know.
So I've been asking around about missing kindred, like real discreet, like you said, but checking around. It seems maybe one every 2 weeks has gone missing now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's never important people. It's always either somebody in for a visit or a minor somebody. They definitely are targeting low-hanging fruit. I don't know why they're disappearing. We haven't. Keisha's real upset about it. She's not really happy with anyone disappearing like that. She said it
I
reflects
imagine.
poorly upon her.
Especially since she's vying for control of the area.
Exactly. So she's not very pleased with what's been going on, but she's looking into it.
It would be quite the boon if she found out who it was, I'm sure.
Yeah, we should be safe tonight, though, because it always seems to happen to people who are alone. So by going together, we got each other's back. I'm your wingman. I like that. And you ride over to this club. I mean, it's a lot of chatting and talking about, well, various things. She really does bring up Keisha a lot and things Keisha's been teaching her. And when you arrive at the club, it is definitely packed. A huge place.
She's gonna take a quick selfie with Honor, getting the club name in the background.
Okay.
And then she's gonna send that off to Jackie too.
Okay. That works. And Jackie, you received the text with where they are that shows the club name. And when she comes up, when Honor takes you up to the door, the doorman obviously knows Honor. He just waves her in. And when you step inside, it is a positive meat locker of just people. It is packed. You're pretty sure it's well past what the fire marshal would allow in terms of occupancy. But Honor's like, see, I told you this place is great. You can just feel the energy coming off everybody. You can feel the life in this place. It's amazing.
You really can.
She goes, and odds are, if you go get a sip from anybody out in here, you'll get a couple hits of Molly in the process doing it. And that really, I try to avoid it. I've got a nose for that, so I can avoid it. So if you want some Molly, let me know. I'll tell you which ones. But if you don't, I can point you the other way.
I'm not too hungry right now, but I'll keep that in mind.
Well, then let's get dancing.
Of course.
Give me, it's not going to be an awareness roll. Give me wits insight. Desires works. I'll let you have that.
Read my mind.
5.
I'm gonna go ahead and willpower that.
Okay, go ahead.
A.
Wow, so you got a crit on that. So
Yeah.
becomes 8 with a crit. Very nice. Very, very nice. As you all are dancing through the night, there's a man. He's wearing a black suit with a black tie and a black shirt. Black on black. Very. I mean, it stands out in this particular club. But he is watching the two of you very intently from one of the bars. And he has had an eye on you two the whole night.
Isabella will kind of lean into Honors like, hey, do you know him?
No, I haven't seen him before. And I don't know, the black on black, that's like so 90s goth. It's just, it just doesn't fit the vibe.
Watching us all night.
I mean, you know, maybe he wants us.
I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, that's true. I wouldn't. No, not my type.
I mean, we don't have to want them. Doesn't mean they don't want us.
Well, of course. And she actually moves closer to you. Well, I mean, we can give him a show if you want.
I don't think we need to get his attention, honey.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun, isn't it? When you tease him a bit, just so you know you can shut him down later.
I mean, we can have fun without needing to tease anyone, Honor.
No fun at all. She goes, now, I will have a taste of him. He's heading towards the bathroom. You want to cover me and just keep an eye out on the door and make sure nobody interrupts?
Yeah, sure, I'll go with you.
And as the two of you step down the hallway, give me Wits plus resolve, please.
Wits and resolve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also going to willpower that, because in the lion's den. Not matter.
As you're heading back to the bathroom, as you walk through the opening that leaves here, you hear a voice whisper, "You cannot escape." And then you and Honor are trapped in this hallway. Everywhere you turn is more hallway. Every door in the hallway is more hallway. And this right here, everybody, is where I'm going to end this episode of Windy City After Dark, with Honor and Isabella trapped in the hallway of a club with no way to escape. And I would like to thank, first of all, the players and our special guest players who delivered some amazing emotional scenes tonight. Thank you to both of you, and thank you both for sticking around. Please, everyone in Twitch chat, give it up for them. They brought it tonight. It was some great scenes. And so you know, the guest players tonight and the rest of the players at this table, guess how they joined our cast? Through the Discord. We cast all our shows from the Discord. Every once in a while, there's postings. In this case, it was for Windy City, is how they've joined us. And there's postings for all kinds of other shows. So join us on our Discord, and you can get a chance to play with us at a table. Maybe one day we'll open up casting for additional guests on Windy City. Don't know. But we might. It depends on if we have a need for additional guests. Of course, if you want to catch back episodes, YouTube. Pop over to YouTube. You catch all our back episodes right there on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of them. You can catch not just Vampire, you can catch our other World of Darkness, which is Demon, Wraith, Changeling, Werewolf. I mean, we've got a whole lot of stuff on there. Please pop over. Of course, if you want to catch some amazing content creators, Mischievous Red down there, the Ivy Raven over there, go look in our chat, right click it, open up that link in a new tab, and give them a follow here on Twitch. You know, help them out. Show your McStabber love, because they're content creators too, and they love doing stuff. So please help them out. Merch. You want to get some Windy City merch? Pop over to our Zazzle store. You can get stuff like there's mugs, there's t-shirts, there's these posters, which Relin and I have several of these posters showing through the various times as we've gone through the seasons. We've got them mounted on the wall. Please check them out. I'm going through everything. If you want to give something to the players, including the guest players, bits and donations, they go to the people you see in a given stream, not to Relin or I. It is a way to thank the players for the hard work and for the emotions they put themselves through by being in a show like this.
Support our players. Show your biddies.
Yep. Support the players. Show our biddies. Waylon would love to see some biddies tonight. Come on. For Waylon. Do it for Waylon. Misery? Well, her name is Misery. Enough said.
Enough said.
At least she didn't break anybody's legs tonight, so we're okay with that. If you want to get support the studio, of course, that's where you can do that through KoFi or through subscribing on Twitch. Or if you're on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. We don't even force the ads on people on YouTube. We allow you to skip them. And if you're like me, you turn on a ad blocker anyway, and that's fine too, because nobody likes the ads. I will say one advantage of subscribing on Twitch is you get no ads during our stream. That's reason enough a lot of times to subscribe to a channel you like to watch, because ads suck ass. Just saying. Now I can turn it over to my lovely wife so she can give the schedule for this week.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this session of Windy City After Dark. And coming up over the next week, we have on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Mage the Ascension Neon Hurricane, which is season 4 of the Mage the Ascension Chronicle run by Ravnos Archon. Join myself, Ivy Raven, Timber Brad, and Maddox as we sit at Ravnos Archon's table doing timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly shit. I mean, we've got a hermetic drug addict that's now detoxing. We've got Nodes that need to be created around the city because we need some werewolves to get up in this joint to take out some vampires. We've got a baby Euthanatos currently trapped in like a Weaver realm of freaking Umbra. It's crazy. Meanwhile, Ivy Raven's Verbena and Maya Static are just like, what the fuck is up with these guys?
Common question in World of Darkness. What the fuck is up with these guys?
Yeah. So join us at 8 p.m. Eastern Tuesday for that. And coming up on Friday, the 28th, is a fantastic one-shot run by unconscious celestial Miss Pontifex Helena Taylor right here. It is Visigoths versus Malgoths. You're going to see me, Shanky, Ivy Raven, Ravnos Archon, Lanhi. I mean, y'all. It's going to be crazy.
Come see the storytelling, game mastering, I don't know the term for it, debut
Of Unconscious Celestial on our channel at 8 p.m. on Friday. This one shot's crazy. It's literally taking place in a mall. You got your Malgoths and then Visigoths that have time traveled. It's going to be great. And then on Saturday, we have Call of Cthulhu 7E at 3 p.m. Eastern, run by our amazing European GM Tiss, Dr. Tiss. And you will see folks like, I believe, Gray might be playing. Yeah, Mortuous, Ebon Blade, perhaps Mama Distracted. And there could be others because she does have a rotating cast of guests for that game as well. And y'all, seriously, I mean, Gray's here. Y'all, stop reading the damn books and summoning shit that shouldn't be summoned.
Of course she has a rotating cast. They keep going insane and they need to take time out to get their sanity back.
It's a fun romp through Victorian London with London Esoteric Society, Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then we are back here for the next installment of Windy City After Dark. We are steamrolling towards the finale, y'all. Steamrolling. And yeah, only 3 more episodes left of this season.
Yeah.
So, join us at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday for the next session of Windy City After Dark.
Yep. It's coming. It's coming. All kinds of bad shit's coming. And unfortunately, Isabella has been caught in the mind maze. Ruh-roh. Maybe you'll find out next week what happens to her, but you won't. I know. And of course, as always, when we end these streams, please, everybody, take your mental health seriously. Not only yours, but the mental health of others seriously. Mental health is not a joking matter. It's not a laughing matter. It's not comedy. And that's something that we take very seriously at this channel. Please check in on those around you. Make sure people are okay. And more importantly, make sure you are okay. Because a lot of people aren't, and there's nothing wrong with admitting you're not okay. Because we all go through tough parts in life. Some go through more tough parts than others, and that's just called life. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. So please get the help you need. Please reach out to those around you so that they can be there for you. And if you don't feel you can reach out to people, right now in chat is a list of names and numbers. You can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And somebody will be on the other end to be that lifeline you need to be the person to talk to try to help you get you through it. Because mental health is health, everybody. And it's not a joke, and it's something to take seriously, both in yourself and others. So please do that for the McStabbers. Please. And I'll turn it over to my wife for her final comments.
I want to bounce off of that just
Go
for
ahead.
a minute.
It's your stage now.
Yeah. I'm going to say, as someone who has lived with mental health issues my entire life, one of the best ways I find to help myself with it, with managing it, is to reflect on the good things. to celebrate the good things that have happened in my life and to treasure those good things and always remind myself of them, because not everything is bad. And one thing I want to celebrate right now is Red getting hitched to her fiance. That is why Red's character is now in limbo, because she is going to be out for the next 2 sessions while she gets hitched and goes on a honeymoon. So
See,
congratulations.
I wasn't going to reveal all that, but okay. Congratulations, Fred.
Thank you.
I truly hope it is full of joy and fun for you. I really do. And enjoy it. Just enjoy it. But I'm on McStabber, as y'all know. I'm a nurse. And I'm going to tell you, with the holidays coming up sooner than we think, you need to make sure you're vaccinated before you hang out with family and friends and all that jazz. Okay? So get your COVID booster, get your flu shot, because flu is, it's happening. It's happening already. It is, just past mid-October, and it's already happening. So need to get your flu shot. And you can get both same day. Seriously. That booster and that flu shot, same day. Also, if your polio vaccine is out of date, you need to get that updated, because it's making a comeback. And if you qualify for the monkeypox vaccine, get that too, because that's still a thing. It's said with love, because I want y'all to have long, happy lives if you can, for real. And also, we are literally, I think,
3 weeks from the election.
3 weeks from the election? Give or take a few days? Yeah. Yeah. If your rights are not on the line, please vote like they are, because other people's rights are on the line. There are bills that have been written to federally ban abortion with no exceptions. There are bills that have been written that basically takes DeSantis's "don't say gay" thing that he did in Florida and makes it federal, and criminalizes trans people, LGBTQ people, and prevents children from getting the care they need. I'm sorry, but presenting heterosexual couples is indoctrinating with sexual preference on children.
Straight is a
sexuality.
Is a sexuality type. So if you're banning any discussion of sexuality,
you can't talk about straight couples either.
Yep, you've kind of banned all of it.
Yeah. So seriously, y'all, and I know more will come, because they are drumming up their base on all these what they consider amoral things. That's just part of the human condition, y'all.
That is the literal definition of fascism.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry to tell you this.
They need to strap on their jack boots because they obviously fit. And don't be a fascist. But also, so vote blue down the line, down the whole fucking line, even on your local shit. Vote blue, because they move from local to state to federal throughout their career, because we have a problem with career politicians. So, yeah, do that. And then also, don't be a douche to people in your communities, whether that be gaming communities, social communities, family communities. Don't be a douche. Just don't. Just don't. Say with love. And fuck Putin.
Fuck
Fuck
Putin.
the Iranian government. Fuck the, yeah.
Fuck the fascists, just in
Yeah,
general.
yeah, just
that
in
covers a
general.
wide range of people,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So as a storyteller who is honored to sit at this table with not only these core cast of players, but our amazing guest players who were here tonight, I do thank you all for coming. And please, see you next time. Good night, people.